I don't know why, you think that women don't have something to say. If you're a Christian, your argument will be that, oh, Paul said in the Bible that women should be quiet in the church. That's what I saw for you. You're tuned to Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. I think that my best days are Thursdays because the music on Thursdays are old school music. I still drag Benjamin, my producer here. I was dragging him. I say, "What this song that you just played? Is it song of 10 years ago? Why you think like that?" Me, I'm an old school girly, so just give me the old school music, whether Nigerian or foreign. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, this is her lens this morning where we talk about topical issues. Like I said, when women speak, the whole world listens, and that's why I'm still dragging the government as to why they haven't passed this special seats bill that would that would put us in a better position to be able to be better as a country. You don't know that when women are in power, when they're in government, we achieve, there's development, there's funding brought into the country, there's, you see things, there's innovation, see things in a different light. But here we are in the year of our Lord 2026. We're still begging for seats in the House. As of this morning, APC had only fielded three ladies. You know what? That's not why we're here this morning. Let's get into it. Let's welcome one of the ladies is here. Unfortunately, Buki wouldn't be able to join us today. She says she has to go out for a meeting. Like I always say, our women, they're very, very busy. Booked and busy. Like one women, yeah, man. My name is Fumi Bangala. How have you been about? Good morning. How are you?
Oh, okay.
I can see you. Good morning. Uh-oh.
Hey.
Hi, Ibn About. The network is turning on your own.
Can you hear me? Can you
Yes, I
hear
can
me?
hear
Am
you
I
now.
up?
Yes. Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Good morning, Lady Fumi. Good morning to all the ladies and gentlemen out there, our very, very valued listeners. It's good to be here. I saw you just the flex, they just the so when you
I
wait,
say,
probably never come now. Just show your skill, You are an old school. Your own old school for me, never old reach.
I know.
I
I
mean,
agree.
imagine my own old school.
I agree. I agree. When
And
they
then
born me now, you have plenty years on my head. So yes, I'm okay.
I sometimes when maybe I'm just walking down the street and they are playing kind of old school
Mm-hmm.
to really respect myself and hold myself. Sometimes like I should just be dancing while
Please
I'm walking.
dance. Oh no, I'm the girl who dances on the road. I dance on the road. Even when I
Uh,
go for my evening walks and my ears are plugged in and the music is I'm dancing on the road. Oh. You can't stop
uh,
me.
you have a reason. You have your all everything there. You have your headphone. You're all dressed and you're walking down to the supermarket and you're dancing. People go be like, "So what did they do this?"
See, Madam Idubulabo, enough of what people will say, Jare. Leave them alone. Enough of what they will say. But it's good
Uh,
to have you. How was your meeting yesterday?
it was beautiful it was beautiful. And thereafter, I observed one or two party primaries. I'm not going to mention the party
Okay.
name. And actually, we have a lot
Yeah.
between far. But I just, and there was something I did also. I did that with a friend of mine. We decided to come back home because we had to go somewhere. So the driver had to go, deliver something. So we said, okay, go. So incidentally, we both had our carry cards, carry cards for public
For the
transport.
BRT, yeah.
So we decided to take BRT. So firstly, we were asking, please, which queue is for this particular destination? Eventually, they showed us where our queue was, and we were there. So apart from the fact that it took a while for the bus to arrive, but everything to me was fun because I mean, I'm not, this is my second time I'm doing it, so I really enjoyed myself. So, but while we were on board the bus, what I observed was that there were some persons that were listening to whatever on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
They made it a public affair. Please, you should invest in earpiece, long
Earpiece, AirPods, Google, yes, headset.
All those items, and then listen to whatever you want to listen to by yourself. I'm not interested in what you are listening to. And
yeah.
On the bus, I was just like, it's like I should just walk up to some people and say, please, listen to this thing alone. We don't want to know what you are listening to. And everybody was thinking. So by the time we're about to alight the bus, there was a guy that stood beside the door. So probably one of the staff. So I told him, I said, you people should begin to announce to people that nobody wants to hear what they are listening to on the bus. You cannot maybe I just want to have some peace while I journey on the bus. So I don't want to hear whatever you're listening to. Would you please make it part of what you're going to be telling your passengers, that they should please tone down the sound coming out of their phones? Nobody is interested. Please keep it to yourself. It's personal. He said, okay, yes, it's true. This is now there I go end. So we left, but I had fun, and it was a busy day for us, myself and my colleague, and it's okay. We are here. Nigeria, they move. We're not stagnant, but we should move ahead and make progress, and move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. This thing that you just said, I'm glad that you didn't speak to anybody, because this is what caused the train your mother trend about 2 weeks ago or a month ago, where an older woman had told a young girl to reduce the volume. She reduced the volume, and it ended in a terrible debacle between the older woman and the young girl. So yes, please. And if there's anything I know about you, your self-respect is intact, so you're not going to allow anybody to stay in your whites. So so I love that. That's what you did. Yeah, but again, adding my voice to Ibn Abbas' voice, please, and please, when you're on a public vehicle, public space, in a public space, use your earpiece, or just go outside or something, or reduce it to the barest minimum. We don't want to hear. Some people have so much, they have so much going on in their minds. They're trying to distress, and then you're adding noise to it. They won't be able to. They need peace of mind. You are bringing chaos to it. So yeah, don't think that it's music, people will dance. No, not necessarily. Okay. Also, number 2 information I want to pass on is about Children's Day. Women Radio Children's Day is happening on the 27th of May. That's next week, Wednesday. So you want to join, bring your children. I know that it coincides with Ilea next week. So that's even a good reason why you should bring them for the Children's Day celebration. Don't just leave them at home. I know those children say, Mommy, is this all we're going to do? Oh, it's Children's Day. Bring them to Areko Community Primary School. The ticket is just 5,000 naira. Cool one. It's just 5,000 naira, right? Pay for them, and there'll be discounts if you bring more than 3 children. So carry all the children in your compound, bring them. You can even sponsor children if you don't have kids yet, or you're like, you know what, my children are grown, I can't bring my children. You can decide that you want to sponsor. Please send us a message, 080-600-92137. I'll say that again, 080-600-92137, or sales@wfm917.com. Please send us a message to say, I want to sponsor 10 children. I want to sponsor 3 children. If it's just one child you want to sponsor, that's all right as well. Bring them next week, Wednesday, to Arepo Community Primary School to have fun. I'm sure that Mama Ibinaba is also going to be there. Let's go and play. There's going to be bouncing castles, rides, all the things that your children want. They are going to be there. So let's just bring them. Let them take advantage of. Let's take advantage of the holiday, because you said you're going to be at home, is Leah. So let's do it together. Okay, let us get into it this morning. Our first story this morning: Anambra government bans extravagant funeral rites. Ibn Abbas sort of touched on it yesterday, but we're gonna do it. She just mentioned it when she was talking about we're talking about something yesterday and she touched on it. So the Anambra state government has introduced a sweeping new burial law banning the giving of expensive items such as cows, goats, and other lavish gifts during condolence visits. Observers describe the move as a major step to curbing extravagant funeral practices that have long placed heavy financial pressure on bereaved families. So under this regulation, no person shall give to the deceased person's family any item exceeding money, one jar of palm wine, one carton of beer, one crate of soft drink. The law effectively outlaws the common practice of presenting cows, goats, bags of rice, and other costly items at funerals and condolence visits. Said offenders are liable to a fine of 100,000 naira or 6 months imprisonment, or maybe even both. So they said beyond condolence visits, the legislation contains far-reaching provisions aimed at reducing ostentatious burial ceremonies across the state. All burial ceremonies must be completed within 1 day. That's interesting. While wake-up ceremonies have been abolished entirely. Wow. Vigil masses, service of songs, and related religious activities must end by 9 p.m. and no food, drinks, live bands, or cultural entertainment may be provided during such events. I'm saying the app. The law also prohibits the erection of billboards, banners, and posters of deceased persons anywhere in the state. Only directional signs leading to burial venues are permitted, and they cannot be displayed earlier than 7 days before the burial rites. Lady Binabo, what do you say about this? Because what they're saying here is that they're trying to curb the, how extravagant and expensive funeral practice have become, but yet because of the financial pressure on bereaved families. But then what I'm seeing is that you can't give the bereaved family anything. I thought it was a case of you can't ask the bereaved families to, sometimes when people die, and they tell their family members, oh, before we do anything, you have to send 1 million, you have to buy us a cow, you have to kill a cow, you have to kill a cow, yeah, like the list is endless. But in this case, they're saying that you can't give the bereaved family condolence visit that exceeds money, one jar of palm wine, one carton of beer, and one crate of soft drink. Now, in a society that is communal like ours, and that we believe that Buguama Ama contributes, for something, maybe a wedding, maybe whatever it is. What does this really mean? Or maybe I'm the one who's not understanding this law that they have brought out. But over to you.
Okay, thank you. I'm from Rivers State, Niger.
That's why I'm happy that you're here. It's Susan I wish was here as well.
Really, when I went through the story, when I read the story, I was just smiling all the way. The first thing I noticed was, you see this jar of palm wine, one carton of beer, and one crate of soft drink and everything. You are given to the community or to the elders. And then the governor mentioned only give money. There's no, an amount is not tagged to that. Money can be, people like to interpret things in their own suitable ways. Somebody can tell you that money means 10 million. Money means, give only money means 20 million. No particular amount tied to this give money. And for me, I also I placing heavy financial pressure on the bereaved is unfair. You are bereaved already. Probably in some cases, maybe the person who passed on had been ill for so long, was in a hospital on admission, and a lot of money had been spent as hospital bills, money for medications and all of that. Then the person eventually passed. And now you are now putting pressure as a community or as the leaders of the community on the family to bring cow. You must provide this, you must provide that. And I like the fact that he also mentioned that everything should be done in a day. I think that's going to be a bit difficult.
Yeah.
People will find a way around that anyway, because I remember vividly when my dad died. He was a first class chief. So ceremonies, you cannot do it in one day.
Yakpa. Mm-hmm.
Costs a lot of money. Do you know that? And me, I was a child that did not really visit as a teenager. The first time I visited River State was when I was a teenager. Prior to then, each time they had to travel, maybe something, they wouldn't take me along until I became a teenager. So I wasn't, and thereafter it was not a frequent visit until some years later. So you see, when we lost my dad, the first thing I realized was the stress from the family members on my mother, the pressure of explaining how did she die? I mean, how did he die? Blah 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 blah. The same question from different. Above and beyond that, she had to be kept in a place.
Mm. Unfortunately, we're having network issues. We're just waiting for Miss for Ibn to join us again. But you're still tuned to Women Radio 91.7 FM. We are live on YouTube at WFM 917. And you can listen to us on the go via our website, www.wfm917.com. This is HerLens, where we discuss different topical issues with the ladies of HerLens. And the phone lines are now open 07000 or 0800 You can also text or WhatsApp us on 0703 or 08155 to have so we can hear your contributions to this conversation today while we await our analyst, our analyst, the lady to come back. Hi, Binabo. Maybe turn off your video because the network is showing you like this morning.
Yes, that's what I always come without the video because network where I did,
Yeah.
struggle. So I don't know at what point the network threw me out of the
You were
out
talking
of.
about your dad being a you said it might be difficult to have the event in one day because, for instance, your dad was a first chief, I think you said, and different activities were happening after his passing.
Okay, thank you. So I was trying to say that there were so many ceremonies and everything went on for 7 days.
Hmm.
And it means for you to spend money for 7 days, 7 consecutive days. In my where I come from, where they laid the corpse, they have some people, some women around there singing the family's praises, the deceased praises, and all of that. And they will do this until the disease is laid to rest. And then for my mom, we had to engage singers who my mom wrote some songs for them to sing on, and on a particular night, a night prior to the day of the burial proper, they would lead her in the night. I think that should be the wake keep ceremony. Lead her in the night to where my father was laid. And they surrounded her. There were many, so you would not be able to see my mom. They gathered around her, and she was the one singing, and they were the one like the backup singers and all of that. And it was a beautiful thing, but it was also very capital intensive. So I quite understand what the governor of Anambra State is trying to do, because there are some people whereby the families do not have much money, and then you are saddled with bring this, bring cow, bring all of these things, which is not very, very fair. So for me, I also want to blame everybody. I want to blame us as community members, as family members. I saw some time ago, so many years ago, it's well over 20 years ago. I was somewhere in Surulere, and there was this altercation in a family gathering. They were having a family meeting, and the building was next to my building. And there was an argument, and an elderly woman was talking to a younger man, a younger person, and I don't know what he said to her. And she said in Yoruba, "Kora no kurombi, eyin te sin baba yin bi eni to sin eranko, ten to bi eni to sin aja." Do you understand? She made reference to how the man was buried, and how the man was buried. It was not extravagant, but it was okay. But to her, the man was not properly buried because they did not spend too much money. They did not buy 10 cows. They did not rent 100 canopies and all of that. So sometimes some families will want to do it, in a very low-key way, but because of what people will say, that's why they go the extra mile. They even go borrowing. They borrow, they buy on credit and everything, just to put up appearances, you understand? Just to make people feel that, yes, this family, they get money plenty. So you see, even as the governor has put that in place, the people too should begin to shift their mindsets. Oyinbo man, a billionaire will just bury his loved one, then they go back home, take tea or coffee, one or two things, and everybody will disperse, everybody will find beer, everybody will find house. It is something that is synonymous with us Africans, and we should begin to look at it. Let's just take a second look at it. How you bury your family member shouldn't be according to the depth of your pockets. Shouldn't be according to how fat your bank account is.
Yeah.
Do full. The person is dead already. Everything you are doing is for the living, because if you are doing anything for the dead, even if you buy gold and everything and adorn the corpse with it, what difference does it make? And in some cases, you will see a burial of a father or a mother, and if you go and check the story, you will realize that the children never had much time for these people. They never lived. They didn't live well. They didn't live as much as was displayed during their burial. So I mean, it's all embedded with hypocrisy, which I do not even subscribe to. So I agree with him. I agree with him. But what I'm looking at is there are some ceremonies that are very key, like the wake keep, like the service of songs, and then the burial proper. So, but all those banning of banners, billboards, I totally agree. Because sometimes you are going down the road, you see a big banner of somebody who has been dead for so long, and if if your own papa can't die and you don't have money to pay for such a billboard, it's like you are an irresponsible child or you are a failure. You understand? So these are the reasons why we have so much corruption in the country, because everybody wants to live up to expectation, and if you're not able to, then people begin to look down on you. Like I mentioned earlier, an elderly woman talking to a young man old enough to be her son, that they buried their father like they were buried, like they buried something insignificant, just because they did not spend billions of naira for parties and all of that. So I totally agree, but we shouldn't. There are parts that I agree. That is the demands of the community on the bereaved family. I totally agree with that, 100%. Because you see, in some parts of this country, burial is delayed for up to 1 year, because the family members are trying to gather enough money to buy whatever by tradition they're supposed to buy for the community members before they now begin to bring up budget for the burial proper. So it is imperative that other governors will just look into this, especially in the Niger Delta area, because burial is a lot. I remember a woman planned her own kidnap. because she wanted the church to pay for the ransom so that she would use it to bury her father because she didn't have enough money. I mean, that was criminal, but look at the reason behind it. So I feel that the other governors, especially from that side, from that part of the country, the southeast and the south, the governors should buy into this and also domesticate this law in their states. Because honestly, sometimes when people die and you see people wailing and crying and doing all sorts of things, above and beyond feeling sad that they have lost a loved one, they're also thinking about how to get money. I should be this and that. I've been to a burial ceremony at my table was saying that what kind of cheap clothes ni àwọn ọmọ olókùú wá kó sí báyìí?
Hi.
And I looked at her. The way I looked at her, if she gets sense, she will know why I looked at her. What is all this? Why do people do this? Why should you encourage people to go beyond their pockets to bury a loved one? Oh, I like it, Sha. I like it. It captures a lot of things, and it will remove pressure from a lot of people when a loved one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibidaba. This is still Women Reading at 1.7 FM, and this is HerLens this morning with Ibidaba, one of the ladies of HerLens. The other ladies are booked and busy. They don't have our time this week, but hopefully they join us next week. Okay, let's just slide right into the next story for today. Singer Kiss Daniel speaks against filming people while helping them. He says, "Who go help you? No need film." Somebody replies him to say, "I thought Baba me social media validation now they worry people, but because say you want your people no mean say make you no get receipt to this generation they quick forget this generation they quick get amnesia." Oh. Then he replies to say filming makes them look helpless. Helping doesn't need a camera. If you do, protect the person's dignity. What do you think? I actually agree with both of them, because actually if you feel like if you're in this day and age where you help people and they say, when did you help me, who did you help, that kind of thing. Let me give you an example. This one is like a family gist, but I shall not mention. When I was younger, my mom used to make me go to a family member's house to take care of their kids. So I would say that I raised one, two, maybe two and a half out of four children. And when I was getting married over 10 years ago, I had gone to drop Ashwebi for them because my mom said I should go and drop them for them. So this was not a case of, oh, give me money. And then Orosha Debe, and I had said, me that used to come to your house, come and take, I used to leave school. So automatically school, once I leave school, when they were living in a particular place, I'll go there after school. And there were no phones there. I don't know what my mom was thinking. I would go past my bus stop, go all the way to their house, which was still far from our house. And then I'll leave their house like maybe 7. My mom will wait for me at the bus stop to make sure that she sees me. So I'll enter bus and then get home. She just knew what time I should be there. So we did it. Then they moved from one part of Lagos to another extreme part of Lagos, which was sort of close to my secondary school this time around. I will leave my secondary school. Tabatibari school at 2 o'clock. I carry my bag and I enter bus going to that other area. So it was very interesting for me when they said to me, to my face, that I had never, they said, no, you never came to our house to take care of our children. You never came to our house. And I thought it was really interesting because it was not that I was asking them for money or the matter got there. And so that's why I sort of agree with this person who says, look, because you the help person no mean say you make you no get receipts, because this generation too, they quick they get amnesia. But also to Kiss Daniel's point that helping doesn't need the camera, because most times people that you go to help, you make them look like they are dejected, they are the worst of the earth. But he's saying that even if you are going to do with the camera, protect the person's dignity. But yes, even about you been here way longer than I have been on this earth. What do you think? Do you think both of them are correct, or do you think one person is more correct than the other?
I feel that it depends on the situation, the circumstance, and the people involved. I cannot go and help my family members now and begin to film and video it. I mean, it will look somehow. I mean, what am I trying to do?
Yeah.
When we are talking about content creators, we're talking about people you don't even have any tie, no family ties, nothing, and then you want to help. And you're not helping because you are Dangote, you're not helping because you are Otedola, you're helping not out of your own personal money, but because you want to be an intermediary for them, somebody who is a bridge. You're getting, maybe you have a very strong platform, you have a very strong followers, and then you want to, take advantage of that to help people. If you don't film these things, your followers and your supporters, the people who fund whatever project you have put on your page, they wouldn't. And even in Nigerians, for example, where people live, what they see clearly, they still want to contest, let alone when you don't even have anything to show for it. So it depends on the angle they are coming from. Filming is not always for more views or to show off. For me, sometimes it is to create awareness for more help, for public funding. There's this young lady. I think we discussed it some years back, not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago or last year. A student of Unilag, a female student of Unilag. She's living in a place where I have been asking myself, how did she survive that place? That place was a dump site. And then, dump site, there was no drainage channel there. So every rainfall was just locked in there. And she was living in a room where she couldn't just come down from her bed and step on the floor because the floor was filled with dirty, stagnant water. And she said that if anything dropped into the water, she couldn't pick it up. Even if it was something valuable, it is gone, it is gone. And how was she maneuvering herself in that room? She placed blocks. And I don't know how this young man discovered her. He went to her, did a video, interviewed her, and then gave her 50,000 naira. That was all he got. But what did the video do? It was able to create awareness. Girl is a Muslim and a student of Unilag. In Unilag, I think they have an association of Muslim students or whatever. They have an association. The video caught the attention of the association. They came in to help her. And all people from Unilag, help came from different places, even from the followers of this young man. They got her an apartment. Some people offered to pay her school fees. Some people offered her a lot of things. They asked her, how was she surviving? She said she was going, after lectures, she would go from home to home to give, as a private teacher. And that was how she had been surviving. That she left home when she was 15 because of poverty. She came to Lagos to work as a house help. From there, she was able to put money together, pay for her JAMB form and everything, and gain the admission. I mean, look at that story. If that story did not make it to the public space, how could she have got it?
Yeah.
So you see, it usually depends on the person who is carrying the camera. What are you carrying the camera for? I believe in do not film inappropriately. And in some cases, have a conversation with the person first. Interview the person, ask, why are you here? What's going on with you? And then let the person know that you want to film. If the person agrees, then you go ahead. Like somewhere, was it US or Canada? My friend was telling me a story that the lady, she used to know a couple, Nigerian couple. So I think they lost their jobs and they were booted out of their apartment. So, and they had a daughter. So she said she was pregnant then. She lost that pregnancy due to the stress of not having a place to stay and everything. She was in a supermarket on a particular day, and the little girl was telling the mom that, Mommy, when we get a new house, please buy that. I want that to be in the house. When we get a place to stay, when we get our own place to stay, I can't remember how my friend put it. And somebody overheard that child. And God wanting to bless them. That guy is one of those content creators who would go about helping people who are really in need. So he overheard this little girl, and then had a conversation with the mother. The mother gave him the story of what happened, their Nigerians and everything. And he told her that, if you don't mind, can I film you? Can I talk with your child? And she said yes. And then they opened up the camera and then interviewed the baby, the little girl, and the mother. And that was how they were able to put some funds together, and they got them an apartment. And funds kept
coming in.
Funds kept coming in, and that was how a very massive help came to the family. So the truth of the matter is, why are you filming? And I also want to start another example. There was a time during COVID, the COVID lockdown. My family, myself and my husband, we gave out some palliatives, but we didn't take pictures. So later on, we had to do it. I don't want to mention the organization. Do it an organization. And we were supposed to take pictures. So the woman said, but madam, you gave me before, now you didn't take. I said, this is not, you can see that the bag that contains the palliative is a branded bag. You can see the name of the organization there. She said, if they're going to take pictures, that she wouldn't accept. So we should go with whatever we had in the bag. But I knew that she was in their need of what we had. So I said, let me use my discretion. At least we have taken some pictures. So, madam, take, don't worry. And I told the ladies with me to explain to the board that this was what happened. And that was that. And those pictures were not taken because the organization wanted to go and show off. It was because some persons came together to make that happen. So it was for accountability's sake, not for show off or showing the world what they did. You understand? So it depends on what you are trying to do. But I say, like you said, I stand for the two voices. Each said, one said no, one said yes. And I say, I agree with the two of them, because it depends on why you are filming. Why are you filming? And then in some cases, you will see that the person who filmed that video did not even ask the beneficiary to be rolling on the ground. The person just out of joy started rolling, out of appreciation. Oh, thank God, I started rolling on the floor. There was a video I saw, and everybody was blaming the young lady that, why did she make the woman roll on the ground?
Roll on the floor.
She didn't make the woman to roll on the ground by the outside to the full glare of everybody. The woman did so out of joy, out of happiness. She was ecstatic with joy that
They
got her a shop. The shop was filled to the brim. They got her a one-bedroom apartment, and you know, it was something that in the next 10 years, she said she just couldn't imagine how she was going to be able to, how she would have able to put funds together to achieve that. As somebody, a young lady just came and made that happen to her. So it wasn't the lady's fault. So you see, when we are looking at all of these things, let's look at where it is coming from. If it is from a content creator who gets his or her funds from the followers, you need to revert. You need to accountability. How did you spend your money? It has to be seen. Yeah. But if it's from a money bag, the money bags like all our celebrities, or even the small me in my corner, I know the kind of help I give out. And I don't, because I don't need it. It's from my boss. It's going to give account to anybody. So I wouldn't need, I didn't need pictures. If you like, deny tomorrow that I never did anything.
That's your problem.
Did not tell me to do it. I did it because I wanted to do it. I saw a need and I attended to it, period.
But you
Yes.
so big. I mean, so you see, but always ask for permission, please.
Oh
And it's
yes.
blur their faces and everything.
Oh yes. Oh
People
yes.
are congratulatory, but
Oh
please,
yes. Oh
please,
yes.
if I need to film you because I want to give accounts to those who have sent me, allow me film you. I'm not doing it to show off. I'm not doing it for self-aggrandizement or feeling like, see me, see what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I have to give account to those who have put the resources together for us to make it happen. So it depends. It depends. It depends. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibinabo. I really like the balance take the route that you took, with this, especially from the point of how do we know people that need stuff if we don't talk about it or if we don't spread the gospel of it. And we do this by way of the videos or the pictures that are used. But like she has said, please ask for permission, and your intent. What's the intent of your heart? That matters even above all things. Thank you so much for doing this with me today, even about tomorrow. We continue on another edition of Her Lens. Don't go anywhere. Up next is Radio Doctor. Bye for now.